I've just realised I've come on Kwak TV without a hat. What am I playing at there? Hello, people. It is a brand new week. And yes, you are thinking, Callum, where have you been the past 2 days? Well, I've been taking time off. So welcome to Kwak TV, because why watch crap TV? Well, you can watch Kwak TV with me, Callum with a K. Oh, let me put my ring light on. I need my glow up. I got loads of beauty sleep last night. Oh, there we go. That's a bit better, isn't it? So yes, welcome to Kwak TV. It is a fabulous week. It is a complete brand new month, and I am excited. It's great. Got loads of things going on with Kwak TV. Got loads of other things going on in the background. But remember, you can also catch all of the replays and see what everything else has been going on in my life on YouTube. So make sure you go and find out Kwak TV on YouTube. I think I've got 20 subscribers. Don't know what that means. I've got 20 subscribers on it though. Better than 19, not as good as 21, so go and subscribe for me. So if you are watching live, please jump in the comments and say good morning to me. And if you are watching on replay, please put hashtag replay in the comments. You can catch this live from my Facebook group, The Duck Pond. You can also catch this live from my Facebook page, Kwak Talks, where you can share it far and wide. That's where you can share it from. And also, like I said, you can catch all the replays on YouTube as well. Last week, we had a fabulous lineup. We had Coaches Week last week, and we had myself getting interviewed by Cara Wood. She hosted the show. We had Mr. Brad Burton. We had Taz Thornton. We had Cros Crossley, and we had Fidel Burhill on Friday. Never met Fidel as well, or Cros, so it was fabulous to meet them, and it was a really, really good show that week. However, this week, firstly, I need to say an apology to Angie Simmons. I'm going to say it publicly, all right? She was meant to come on the show on Monday, but I'd already made plans, and I had to cancel. So, Angie, I'm sorry. I'll get you back on. All right. This is my public announcement. I do apologise. You can put your soapbox away, woman. So yes, it's I'll get Angie back on the show because I absolutely adore her. But today, before I bring today's guest on very, very shortly, we've got the one and the only Rachel Haith. Haith. I think I've said it right. It's one of them ways, I hope. But yes, I've got Rachel coming on very soon. However, first of all, good morning, Claire Napper, the person who made this fabulous sparkly cup. I just wanted people to make sure that they know when I'm on Zoom that I am pretty fabulous. That's all I'm saying. So yes, make sure you go check out Claire Napper. Facebook user, good morning from windy Scotland. I've got a feeling this might be Jamie. It's either Jamie or Becca. I don't know anyone else that watches my show that's from Scotland. But I've just been on video call with Jamie. If it is Jamie, he's a fabulous, fabulous man and photographer up in Scotland. He's absolutely good. How can I cancel on Angie? I'll get her back on. It's Angie. She'll be right. She'll be fine. So yes, as we know, every day on Kwak TV, I like to do an array of things. But the one thing I've always done is the days of the year because I thoroughly enjoy it. So today, your days of the year. Oh, Claire, you're going to be happy at this. Oh, Mr. Howard Vale, who's just jumped on the call, you're going to be happy at this. And I'm sure if that's Jamie, who's Facebook user, he's going to be happy. Rachel, you're probably going to be happy. It is beer day. It's beer day, people. You know, they might as well have postponed this till Monday, but it's beer day. It is beer day. Oh, yes. Jamie, you don't know why it's not showing your name. This means you need to go to the little description at the top, click the more button, click the StreamYard link, click allow, and it'll let me see your name. Fabulous. Oh, God, we've got everyone. Good morning, Tony with an I, Jackson from Manchester. Oh, fabulous, fabulous lady. And Linda Goodson, good morning. Hope you've done your skin routine from your fabulous Actilab supply. Oh, honestly, I try and sell as many people as I can. It's great. So yes, today is beer day, people. It is also no housework day. In every day, no housework day? Just me? Okay. It is also Day of Hope. Oh, cute. It's also World Health Day. Remember, people, an apple a day keeps the doctor away. Oh, I nearly quoted Paul Richardson then for anyone that knows him. But what do you do when your apple needs a doctor? It's just had to do it. And it is also Making the First Move Day. Where are them little love hearts? Where are the people? Come on, make the first move day. We know what it is about. So B-Day day. It's not... You have a B-Day? You're posh. I'd have a B-Day. I'd have a puddle outside. So yes, fabulous. I feel so sorry because the guest that's coming on is so lovely and I'm just the way I am. And I feel sorry for them. It's great. It's going to be fabulous. So I never do housework. Reading and wine takes precedence every time. Tony, just so I can point this out to everyone, please can you drop in the comments so I can bring it live on the show? How many bottles of wine you and your husband consumed over the weekend? From your red wine delivery that you call the Red Cross delivery to you. And yes, I am sharing this publicly, Tony, and I know you are probably laughing right now. So please drop that number in the comments. So anyway, I am getting sidetracked. So today's guest, who I'm about to bring on, is Rachel Haith, or Haith, I hope I'm saying it right one way, from the Inspired Life group, who is empowering you to live your inspired life. She's a fabulous, fabulous lady. And we was just saying before she came on, we never get a chance to chat, ever. The amount of meetings we go to, we never get a chance to talk. So I'm going to bring Rachel, then we're going to talk about Tony's number that she's just dropped in the comments. So with no further ado, good morning, Rachel.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good, how are you? So before we dive into this, I know you've just overheard me talking about Tony and the amount of bottle of wine.
I'm intrigued.
2 days, right?
Yeah.
I think it was 13. We had another last night. Yeah, Tony, calling you out. Apparently,
yeah, I think the Red Cross are doing very well.
Yes. Honestly, doing real well, aren't they? You know what I mean? Honestly, beer, it's a joke on. Oh, I get you, Howard. Honestly, you're too posh for me. Good morning, Mr. Gary Jones, the podcast man himself. Rachel, we're going to go through this in 3 days. All right, yeah, that makes it better, Tony. Right, so Rachel, before we start, we're going to go through and say good morning to a few people. So I'm going to bring the names up, and you can just say good morning to them for me.
Cool. Hey, Claire.
Oh, we've got this person.
Howard. Hey, Howard.
We've got this person.
Hey, Tony.
This person's called Jamie. So
hey, Jamie, Facebook user.
Yeah, there we go. We've also got Linda.
Morning, Linda.
Who else have we got? We've also got a Gary Jones. Oh, honestly.
Hey, Gary. Saw Gary yesterday. Hey, Gary.
Loads of people. I'm loving it. All we need now is Mr. Dom Fenton, the Activity Connector, and he'll be on because he always watches. So, Rachel, before we dive into this, who are you and what do you do?
Who am I? There's a question. Very, very philosophical this time for early in the morning. But yes, I am Rachel Haith, and so you did get the pronunciation correct, and then changed it to Heath. It's definitely Haith. And my business is the Inspired Life Group, and my sole mission in life is to help people to realise that they have choices. I do that primarily through coaching. I think there's a lot of people who, through lack of self-belief, they just don't realise that they actually have a choice in the way that they move themselves forward. Sometimes decisions can be a bit scary, can't they, to make a change in your life? And so from my point of view, I went from zero to hero in terms of self-belief, and I'm passionate about helping others to do the same and achieve the happiness and fulfillment that they're looking for. So, yeah.
You did good then. You did good when you was like, who am I? Who am I? You know who you are. That just rolled off the tongue. Said,
I can't help it.
Rolled off the tongue like 13 bottles of wine. It's honestly, it's all we could rip into her about yesterday. It is rather amusing. But Rachel, and it's so important, to find out who you are, isn't it? It's so important. It took me a long while. A lot of people, with myself in particular, I am very extroverted, and was I always like that? Not at all. When in particular people was talking to me about when I was in high school once. It was only last week maybe. They went, I bet you was the one in high school that was the little naughty kid sat at the back getting detentions. I went, in high school, I got one detention and I was the goody two-shoes and my best friends were the teachers. Yeah. And everyone goes, nah. And I'm like,
can't be true.
Yeah, and I'm like, but that's even like me now. But you are completely right. Finding out your purpose, because I didn't know it then. I thought, well, I get on with older people. This must be who I am and things like that. And it's so important, isn't it? Like, but why is it so important?
Because I just think when you know who you are, when you know what drives you, when you know what you enjoy, you can focus on getting those things in your life. And I think so many people just get stuck, whether it's in the corporate world, even in business for themselves. My background's the military, so using the military as well. You get stuck in a position, in a job that you're doing, perhaps, that you think it's the only choice you've got because it's all you've ever done, all you've ever known, and you think it's what you're going to do till the day you die. And I just think there's so much more to life than just doing one thing. And when you know what drives you and make decisions that are aligned with that, I just think the sky's the limit at that point. I know some people hate that phrase, but I love it.
No, the sky is the limit. And do you know what? You are completely right in everything you said, but can we just backtrack?
Yes.
Military? What? I did not know that. Okay, can we dive into this for a second? It's kind of like, Right, so let's dive into that. So you was in the military, or without me trying to stereotype, military wife or anything like that? What was it? What was your...
No, I spent 17 years, just under 17 years as a commissioned officer in the Royal Air Force.
Fucking hell, sky is the limit, innit? You know what I mean? Fucking flying up there, that's why it's the limit, love. Jesus.
Yeah, not flying airplanes. I spent 5 years controlling airplanes in like battle space things, and then did 12 years in logistics because that's what I was qualified in. So, yeah. My last job in the Air Force was moving bombs and bullets around the world.
Yeah. I don't know what to say. That's a I'm just
oh my God, like... I surely haven't floored you, Callum. Surely not.
No, but I didn't expect. So my sister's a military wife. That's why I was asking. My sister is a military.
Yeah, and I am a military wife too. My husband's in the RAF.
No, I did not expect that in the slightest. That is a complete lie for another day. Like, okay, Rachel Rocketeer Haith. You know what I mean?
I've got loads of stories I can tell you.
Oh, don't challenge me now. Because honestly, you know, I was saying to Rachel before I came on, people, that if you've seen the episode of Friends where they make the giant Perkin device, that's like me out the window to wherever Rachel's sat right now. That's what I'm like on this shirt. I just prod people. But I did not know this about you. If anyone does have any questions or want me to ask her about that, pop them in the comments. But let's persevere. So, no, it's really important understanding the sky is the limit and getting that. And obviously, I do ask a couple of people before they come on the show, is there anything in particular they want us to touch on? And I don't know it until the day. I really don't look. And yours was opening people's eyes, you know,
yes.
and it's so important. And we're both coaches. So I get, you know, coaches completely different, but the same aim, you know, the same goal. We want the same things from people. Every coach works different. You will never meet a coach that works the same. That is a big thing that you might scream as well. Like I do. I'm like, definitely, every coach works different. But why is opening people's eyes? I know the answer to this. Like, first of all, how is it rewarding for them? You know, and how is it rewarding for you and us as coaches? You know, how is it rewarding for them and how is it rewarding for us as coaches? Over to you. Go.
Okay, so starting with rewarding for them then. So I just think it's magical when you open people's eyes. You know the saying, you don't know what you don't know. And I think there's a lot of people that go through life a bit blindly. They just take what comes. In extreme cases, they just act the victim with it and just, oh, woe is me. But they don't do anything to change it. When you open their eyes to the fact that they can make these choices, that if they believe in themselves, that, you know, that you start to maybe think that the sky's the limit. You know, when you think back to when you're a kid, you've got all these big dreams. You want to be a spaceman, or you want to be, I don't know, an astronaut.
In the RAF.
You're in the RAF. Yeah. And then I think as we get older, those dreams all shrink. We find ourselves in whatever working environment we find ourselves in, because quite often that's not an entrepreneurial environment to start with. Sometimes it is, but quite often it's not. And you just go along with it, and you shrink your dreams to what you're told you're worth. Yeah. Well, I think there's more. You know, for the most part, people are worth more, and when they realise how much more they're worth, that can start to be the catalyst for making them take those decisions that might seem a bit scary, but they lead to exciting things, and they lead to happiness. You know, and happiness is a choice too.
Yeah, but you're so right. Like, for me, one of the questions I love asking people, if they've been in business a long time, I go to them, what was your first vision with this business? Yeah. And they go, oh, well, it was to do this. And I'm like, but you don't do that. And they go, yeah, because this way works. I'm like, but would you like to do it? And they go, God, I've not thought about that really for absolute years. And I'm like, yeah, but that's the reason you started your business. That's the reason why you did this. Yeah. And it's not just asking the good old question of what is your why. It is actually going, what was your reason? Why did you do this? Where was you going with this? And a lot of the time I'm going to them, do you want to do that still? Now you've thought about it. And they go, can I come back to you? And most of the time because you kind of, once again, you reopen their eyes, you kind of reopen the mind, and they're like, yeah, actually, I've not thought about that in 20 years. Yeah, I'd love to do that. My business is in a place where I can do it without it really damaging anything. Yeah, I'd love to. I love that moment when you completely get them to go. It is that moment where they go, yeah, Like,
Yeah,
why
it's that you literally see the light bulb dinging, don't you, above the head?
It's like they've just licked a Duracell battery. So
Yeah.
it's great. Don't do that, people. Don't try that at home. But no, why is it so important for us as coaches for that? You know, because it really is. First of all, I can say it makes our lives easier, people. Please don't be stubborn.
Yeah.
That's just my form of disclaimer. But no, why is it so important to us as coaches?
Oh, I think it's massive. I think, you know, usually there are certain types of people are drawn to being coaches because of what drives them. And for me, you know, one of my values is service, which might explain why I joined the RAF, might explain why I'm in a service industry now. And I think the positive affirmation that you get from having helped somebody else to achieve something is just, you know, if I didn't have bills to pay, I'd do it for free. It's just, it's an amazing feeling when you know that even just because you asked one right question or you got them to do an exercise of self-discovery and they had a light bulb, all those little moments just make it absolutely worth it. And is affirmation or reaffirmation that coaching rocks. I love it.
You know what? Helping people is, so I've always said it's a certain word for me, which ties in with what you actually have done and what you believe as well. But for me, it's very, in a positive way, it's very self-indulgent, because that feeling we get when they get it, you're a bit like, oh, this is why I do what I do. You know, you really do get like that. But I've always said, me helping people, so I've worked in a charity shop from the age of 13, rescuing dogs, you know, for over 10 years. I've helped countless people. I've always been the person training people and things like that.
Yeah.
I've always said it is my duty to help people. I've always said that. My duty in life is to help people. And people go, God, that's a bit deep for you. And I'm like, no, that is the only way I can describe it.
Yeah.
If I can help someone in any way, shape, or form, it is my duty to do it. And that is my stance on kind of like, what is my why? I'm like, it's my duty. My duty in life is to help people. And you are completely right. It's like, you have to do it. And for me, it's when every now and again, you know, sometimes you might need to watch an inspirational video or something like that. Mine's the film The Darkest Hour, when Winston Churchill's doing the speech. I'm like so patriotic. I'm like, I can fight a country right now. Because it's just kind of like, it's my duty to help people. And it's that film. It's just that scene when he's doing that I'm going to say quote. It's not that speech. And it is, isn't it? It's so powerful. It is just so powerful. But also opening your eyes is once again so powerful. So Rachel, what would you say if, you know, people right now at home going, well, how do I open my eyes? You know, how if I could do this right now, you know, if you're speaking a load of voodoo shit, that's the like, we're not just pointing that out. No. If you're speaking a load of voodoo shit, how could I open my eyes right now to something of mine or something I do? How could I do that right now? What would you say to them?
Wow. Okay. I mean, I guess there's so many different ways you could do it, but it's all about getting to know yourself. Yeah. And this is one of the things well, this might sound like a shameless plug. It's not intended as one. The 6-month group coaching and personal development program that I run is aimed at exactly that. So obviously group coaching is a bit different to one-to-one coaching because you've got more people. But what I've found, some of the light bulb moments that have happened for people just because I'm getting them to take a look at themselves. So I'm not telling them what they need to do with their life. I'm asking them, inviting them to have a look at what's really going on in here, in the heart, and the awakening that takes place when you just start to have a look. Working out what's important. What are your values? You know, I think values is a brilliant one.
Oh, I ask people that. Sorry to interrupt you. I ran a program, and my first day was, what is your values? And they're like, oh, do I need to have some? I'm like, you don't need to, but it's really good knowing them.
Absolutely. And I think this is part of the point. A lot of people, and this comes back to opening the eyes. Not all people realize what their values are. They might sort of have a bit of a stab and say, well, you know, justice, equality, treating people fairly, you know, those are kind of some of the standard ones that come out. But when you really take a deep dive and look at what your values are, you can start to really see what's driving you, why you make some of the decisions that you do. I find it utterly fascinating. So that's one of the things we do on the program, because it gives people an opportunity to have a real close look at themselves. So yeah, it's anything, I think, that helps you take a close look at who you really are, which comes back to full circle what we talked about at the beginning of who are you.
Yeah.
Anything that can start to unpick that a bit. That self-awareness is just key to all of it, I think.
You're completely right. One of the best things I ever bought, and I've not properly used them yet, but every now and again, I looked through them yesterday, which is why they was just so easy to grab, is it back to front? No, it's not.
No, it's not around. Yeah, I've got that one. Yeah.
Oh, have you got the cards?
No.
Oh, so this is...
I've got the book, not the cards. Ooh.
So this is cards.
Ooh.
Yeah, yeah, right. So anyone that's wanting to know, this is for you to do personally, or as coaches, I will, when I've sorted out a program for them, be using these with people. This will be my aid with them. But for example, like this one, so it's based over 52 weeks of the year. Yeah. But obviously, we can make it into whatever we want. But it's based over 52 weeks of the year if you want to do it personally. And each card is for obviously 1 week. So for example, number 1, define effectiveness. So it explains on the back what it's about, and there's different colors, so it takes through different things. And then this one is list some things you would like to change to become more effective. Keep this list handy as you work through the challenge cards. Yeah. So first week, that's that one. Honestly, I'll send you a link to them, and to anyone else, if you want it, go and check them out. It's called The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. I'm not in affiliation. It's not sponsored. Wish it was, because I could do with the money. But it's honestly, go and check them out. They're absolutely amazing. But yeah, it was just handy that I had them there with. Yeah, sorry, that was good.
No, meant to be. Meant to be.
Honestly, it was meant to be. It's
the other thing I'd add to that is daily gratitudes have made an enormous difference to me. Huge. Yeah, exactly. I've always been a positive person. I always believe that it will turn out okay. I'm glass half full, positive. But this is the 3rd year that I've been doing daily gratitudes. Yeah. And the difference is just incredible, because even in your darkest, deepest moments, I believe that if you're coming from a place of gratitude, you don't stay down as long. Yep. And even when you have a bad day, you think, yeah, but I still have got things to be grateful for. Life isn't against me. There's just some naff stuff that's happened. But tomorrow,
everyone has a shit day. Everyone has a shit week. You're entitled to have a shit month if you really want.
Absolutely.
But you've got to go through hell to get to the other side, because why would anyone choose to stay in hell?
Indeed. Very good point.
Why would anyone choose to stay there?
Yeah, been there, didn't like it.
No, they didn't. It's rather thirsty. So it's one of the things with like journaling and things, I'll be honest, I'm not very fluid with it. That's me holding my hands up. One of the main times I do it is if I go on a walk and I take it with me in my back pocket. And then when I'm on the walk, I write, things on there. What have I maybe thought about while I've been on that walk? What have I got to the conclusion of whilst I've been on that walk? Wasn't expecting to with anything, but naturally you just start thinking when you're on it. Yeah. But when I did do it from the very beginning, and I do it when I'm on the walk, I'm really bad at keeping in touch with people. Really bad at it. Always really really bad at it. So one of the things I did was I do a box called Reconnect. And in that box, I just write people's names of who I need to send a message, I need to call. And it can be obvious people like my sister, the military wife sister who lives in Harrogate, giving her a phone call. I'm youngster 4, giving my other 2 siblings a ring, giving my nana a ring, giving my mum a ring. I see my mum every week, but I don't really ring her. I'm crap at keeping in touch. I always have been. I hold my hands up to it. But that's because, and I suppose this is not an excuse, it's my reasoning. All I think about is myself. I don't have any kids. I don't have anything. All I need to ever worry about is myself. Yeah. But that doesn't mean that I don't have to not think of other people. I need to do that for myself. Yeah. And when I started doing that, opening my eyes to how crap I am, I was like, shit, I've got a long list of people that I've really not spoken to for a while. Like, I really need to just pick this up a little bit. I might have to speak to them again for another month. But I'd say that for people, if you're the same as me, honestly, try the Reconnect thing. It is absolutely amazing at realizing who you don't actually keep in touch with. It is so effective.
Yeah, definitely. definitely.
So, Rachel, believe it or not, we've been speaking for nearly half an hour. Everyone does that on the show. It's great. But no, it's so, Rachel. Last words of wisdom. What would you leave us with some last words of wisdom from yourself? I'm going to get you on for a part 2, by the way, because I really want to more this time. I'm going to get you on for a part 2. But it's what would you leave us with? Words of wisdom, either looking at ourselves, maybe having bird's eye view of ourselves and the way we actually look at things, or inspiring ourselves, anything like that. Do you have any words of wisdom or a quote or a mantra, anything along them lines?
Yeah, something's just coming to my mind, and I forget who wrote it. It's because it's by a particular author, so I'm really sorry that I'm not quoting the person because I can't remember. But his theory is that imagine yourself as the big blue sky, and your thoughts are the passing clouds. You choose whether to embrace those clouds or to let them float on by.
Christ, that's deep. I love it, though. That's real good.
I just really like that because, we've talked about choice and opening people's eyes to things. And when you realize that your thoughts are under your control, in fact, in life, the only thing we can control really is our own thoughts, feelings and reactions. Yeah. So when you realize that, it can just be very empowering and quite grounding.
Oh, we need another show, don't we, honestly? But Rachel, honestly, thank you so much for coming on. Don't rush off straight away. I'm just going to kick you backstage and we'll have a good old natter backstage. But it's awesome. Thank you so much for coming on, and I'll speak to you soon.
Thank you for having me. Bye.
Oh, honestly, me and Rachel never ever really get the chance to speak. We're in so many same meetings together, we never get a chance to speak. So that was lush. So make sure you keep your eyes peeled for the part 2, where I'm going to be diving into the military side, because I didn't know that little golden egg was there. Get an Easter pun. See what I did there? Okay. So, I'll be honest, there is no show tomorrow. However, make sure you tune in on Friday, where I have got a fabulous, fabulous guest, which you can tell I'm trying to wait for it to load. Oh, no, I've got a fabulous guest on Friday. So, on Friday, I've got the one and only Adele De Silva on the show. So make sure you tune in on Friday for Adele. And also, people, the reason there's a couple of breaks in between Kwak TV at the moment is there's some changes coming. So I'm sorting them out in the background. So until then, have a lovely day. Have a lovely week. And remember, in the words of Banana, if you can't be good, be careful. If you can't be careful, don't get caught.